In today's story, I get really pissed off because I have to write a script about a frickin' clown. No, seriously. I hate clowns. Follow your enemies into a random tent. All my fellow and future allies, as this is Cards Game vs. Humanity, and I am that NAKK double G. Here was some more quality time together, spent making fun of all the little things this show actually likes to call continuity. Of course, I'm talking about Duel Monsters. So if you enjoyed, don't forget that sub, that bell, that like, hit up the Patreon if you want to support me. Leave a comment telling me if you'd accept a duel from someone who promised you a circus show but ended up bringing you to just a boring random office building instead. This Super Saiyan looking motherfucker claims he's making up his own rules now, and demands the small boy who's basically the same size of him to give up 2 cards instead of 1. Naturally, such an infraction summons God Mokuba to the alleyway within an instant. I mean that I'm the commish bish, and you better do as I say, because if you don't, then Big Brother will come sneaking up on you and claim your taxes. Oh look, Big Brother is here already, offering you hope in the form of these trading cards. Because your deck is so shitty, I want to pump up its power level before I come crashing down on you like the full force of the IRS.
Time you learn to show some respect.
Why the fuck is he not using Graceful Charity and Harpy's Feather Duster in his own deck? We spend like 3 full minutes on a bully angle and you just end up giving this random douche better cards that are in your deck? The duel begins with this man drawing first and it's over.
Now who's the loser?
Oh god, I've only ever seen that face once before, and that was from a gentleman who saw Kim Kardashian without any makeup. A mysterious bald man that appears to be Merrick's second in command already knows about Obelisk being played about 5 seconds ago. Merrick claims that he already knew about Kaiba's tendency to cheat and was already confident that his sister was going to give Obelisk to Kaiba just to mess with him for reading her diary. Oh great, now we get a flashback of Merrick remembering things he wasn't there for. Before a short story reveal of this grossly chin man helping him discover the location of the Winged Dragon of Ra. I love how there's no guards surrounding the temple or anything, allowing them to just casually walk out to get scolded by his older sister. Despite being the guardians of the Pharaoh's tomb, she knew that he would betray her and the family eventually. I'm sure it had absolutely nothing to do with that barbarically shitty child life involving a hot serrated blade that they used to carve in tattoos into the rest of his body while she just watched and did nothing to help him. Merrick and Ashizu Ishtar, they might be closer than we'd like.
You'd use your Millennium Rod on your own flesh and blood, Merrick?
Yes.
Finally deal with flashbacks, Merrick claims that they have to weaken the Pharaoh by sending shitty duelists after him one by one, so you know, tell Arcana to get on that chop chop. Back at the hospital, Tristan is with Serenity, never mind he's leaving. He asks Tristan nicely if he'll bring her to Battle City when she gets her bandages removed, so the first thing she can see is Joey dueling. Aw, family gambling addictions like that are just so sweet. Joey, Gramps, and Taya are walking together after his successful duel, talking about how they're the best of friends, so they ditch him immediately to go and try to find Yugi. Yugi, who is currently staring at Red Eyes, wondering what the hell Konami was thinking. Claiming that with this piece of cardboard, Joey's spirit is in their deck at all times, but without this piece of cardboard, he's dead to me. With all the rare hunters coming after us, we have no idea who could be coming next or what they even look like. It could be a giant ripped man who tries to brutally kill me. They could be a mad scientist with technology I can't even understand. Or they could be a fucking clown.
My master is waiting for you inside.
Yugi, my god, no, you can't take that offer. There's just so few situations in life where that line doesn't lead to you missing a kidney on the floor. I mean, surely it must take more than that to convince you. Yugi takes absolutely no convincing and follows the weird clown into the tent that was conveniently in the area that he was already in. Kay and Gramps arrive within about 2 minutes, yelling at their lover boy over and over as he just continues to ignore them like a true duelist. Oh look, it's a mystic box on the stage. Why don't you come inside? I promise none of this is creepy or unnatural. I promise I won't send you to another world. Naturally, the instant Yugi is warped, Mokuba knows about it right away, thanks to the tracking system's notification warning if Kaiba's lover boy ever goes missing. He commands Mokuba to find Yugi right away, not to show that he cares or anything, but because he's really pissed that someone's mocking his technology. That someone being Alexa, this computer hacking into the Battle City tournament and summoning Dark Magician out from the digital world to challenge Yugi to a duel. Also, we're not going to talk about how fucking random it is to go from a circus tent to just a normal office room with a computer in it.
I know it must be hard to think of your favorite card in another duelist's deck.
Yes, it must be very hard for Yugi to know that Dark Magician being in someone else's deck is basically the equivalent of treating his monsters as if they're sleeping with someone else. I mean, we all knew from the start that Dark Magician was a huge slut. Yugi accepts this because was there ever any doubt that he would? Claiming that while most duelists choose their monsters, some monsters actually choose their duelists. Revealing a bromance that's been going for over 5,000 years strong, clearly the Dark Magician has never let Yugi down. Except the times that it did.
Hurry, it's almost curtain time.
Bitch, you're in a tiny office room walking 1 mile an hour next to each other. Don't tell anyone to hurry up. Arcana says he has orders from his superiors to take him out, something that makes Yugi wonder who he could be talking about. Despite the fact that we just got introduced to the series' new villain about 5 episodes ago.
Just who is it that you're working for, Arcana?
It's fucking Merrick. Both men walk into the dueling arena right next to each other like they're the best of friends. Honestly, it's kind of silly if you pay attention to it. Before getting close to each other on the dueling table, clearly modeled after YCS Pasadena. They decide to cut each other's deck and make an extra big deal about card tricks and no sleight of hands to try and cheat in this duel. I mean, wondering about deceitful taxes from a psychotic clown that you just met 5 minutes ago that warped you from a circus tent to a random office building. I mean, why would you ever be suspicious of anything?
Never trust a masked man.
Yes, but what if he used to wear a mask? Because I trust Kane with my life and a pile driver. Without warning both players that move back on these slowly moving platforms that he probably could have just stepped off if he really tried at all. Locking them both in before revealing buzzsaws in the middle of the dueling arena on both sides. Wow, the loser's gonna get his legs cut off completely? That's a little fucked up.
It's a dark energy disc. It just sends you to the shadow realm.
Really? Both players are locked in and the box with the key only opens when the opponent's life points reach 0. Surely a concept that will never be revisited in the series, let alone 12 episodes or so from now. The duel begins and Arcana has already drawn the Dark Magician, something that he knew was going to happen because he trimmed the sides of those certain cards, ruining their first edition value and making sure that the Dark Magician always lands on the top of the cut deck when their opponent does so, even though it'd be so easy for them to just be clumped together and it'd be so easy for it to not happen. It'd be so easy. Yugi begins the duel with a face down card and Alpha the Magnet Warrior in defense mode. Arcana plays one monster in defense mode and nothing else, which is all it takes for Yugi to say that move was way too simple, so I don't trust your hand, I'm going to activate card destruction. And this is a very devastating activation because somehow he has Alligator Sword, Magician of Black Chaos, Metal Zoa, I think, and is that a fucking Obelisk the Tormentor? Like, they just didn't even try, did they?
When you believe in the heart of the cards, Arcana, you don't need to cheat.
Gee, could you ever maybe give us one fucking example of that? The episode ends with Yugi sacrificing both his and Arcana's monsters to bring out the Dark Magician, doing 2,500 direct points of damage and making me realize that this guy was even shittier than I remember. That's it for this episode. I want to thank you all for watching, and of course a shout out to all my patrons. I don't have anything clever to say this time. I just fucking hate clowns. This has been the man from Earth with all the girth. Be the character you know you're worth. I really fucking hate clowns. Oh great, now we get a flashback of Busha. Gee, what was that? Before getting close to each other on the locking them both in before